Okay, we're going to be solving equations today. There's a lot involved in solving equations, a lot of steps. I know you're going to want to do them mentally, but I'm going to want you to show me all the steps. It's because we're going to be working eventually on problems that are a lot harder. And so it's really, 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 really important that you show your process, and that's what you're going to be graded on. So let's start with this one. This is what I want you to do. In your homework, I want you to write the problem out. I don't care that you already know the answer or the solution. You need to show these steps. So there's two sides to the equation. There's a left side and a right side. You always need to maintain balance on both sides. So whatever you do to the left side, you have to do to the right side. Whatever you do to the right side, you have to do to the left side. We are looking for the solution to our problem. The answer is -3. So don't tell me the answer. I want the solution. So here's how we do it. The first thing you have to do is figure out how to get rid of that +4. So wouldn't it make sense to add a -4 or to take 4 away? So if I do that to the left side, I would have to do it to the right side. That's our step 1. So step 1 is looking at that and this and trying to figure out how to isolate the variable, how to get this variable by itself. So if you look at this with clues, you can clearly see that the constant is on the side with the variable, and it can't be. I want the variable to be isolated. So this constant needs to go home to the right side with its other constant friend, okay? So then what am I left with? 4 plus -4 or -4 is equal to 0. I got rid of it. I'm left with x is equal to, remember it's always addition, -3 plus -4, which is -7. That's your solution. So step 1 is do an additive inverse. Additive inverse means I'm adding opposite number to itself to make 0 to get x by itself. So additive inverse is about taking 4 and adding a -4 to make 0. That's what I did right here. Step 2 is, this is my solution. X is equal to -7. So if I substituted -7, so I'm going to take it, I'm going to rewrite this problem, but instead of x, because it's going to be x, I'm going to leave a blank, +4, it's supposed to equal -3. So all I did was take the original problem and drop it down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that -7 right here, and I'm going to drop it in place of x, because that's what it says. X is supposed to be -7. Now I'm going to check to see, does this side equal -3? It does. So they checked. So step 3 is your check step. So this is called a one-step equation. And you look at this and go, it's not one step, definitely not one step. No, one step means there's one operation in the problem. Two-step equations means there's 2 operations in the problem. So we're doing all one-step equation solving here. Addition and subtraction. That's what you have to show on your homework. Woo! I figured out how to do this. Okay, so let's try this one now. So you write the problem down. Don't tell me what the answer is already. You need to show the steps. It's the process you're getting graded on. And yes, in the beginning, it's going to take a little time for your homework, but once you get it, it's really fast. So your first step is to figure out how to isolate the variable with additive inverse. You're going to add a -7 to both sides because I want to get this y by itself, and this is currently in the way. 7 plus negative 7 makes 0. Then I'm left with y is equal to, always addition. Remember, different signs you subtract, and you have more negatives. Then you're going to substitute. You're going to drop this equation down right here, but instead of y, you're going to write negative 4. And you're going to drop down that 3 right there. And then you're going to do the math. Negative 4 plus 7, yep, it equals 3. It checks. Feel free to pause it, study those steps, make sure you can do them. Okay, same process here. Negative 8 to both sides. X is equal to a negative 1. Negative 1 plus 8. It's supposed to equal 7. Do the problem. It does. It checks. The left side continues to equal the right side. Solution, check step. See, I go back and forth to these things. You think it would be a lot easier, don't you? Okay, try to do this one on your own. Additive inverse makes 0. X is equal to 4. Solution, check with the solution into the original problem to make sure indeed it does equal 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. Check. Done. Subtraction, I'm highly recommending that you change it to add opposite before you proceed. Then you're going to go ahead, do the same thing. How do I make 0 with negative 3? With the opposite, the additive inverse. Zero, y is equal to different signs subtract. There's your solution. Negative 11 plus negative 3. Your hope is that it's going to equal negative 14. And it does. Check. Try that one on your own. You can pause it and try it. Plus negative 2. Additive inverse would be a positive 2. X is going to be equal to negative 7. Negative 7 plus negative 2. Does that equal negative 9? It does. It works. Check. They're pretty easy, and once you get going on them, I always call it it's like mindless math. Movie A earned $225 million at the box office. That's $38 million less than movie B earned. Write and solve an equation to find the amount of movie B earned. So here you have it. 38 million less than movie B. And movie A, remember, was 225. So you're going to go ahead. Here's your equation. You're going to add a positive 38 to both sides. And then do your math and get 263 million. Same kind of process. There's your equation. It should not be a capital B, by the way, but they're using it there. It should be lowercase. What value of x makes x minus 1 equal 8? Well, you add 1 to both sides. X must equal 9. That's your solution. What value is going to make this true? B, negative 2. You're going to add 3 to both sides. And that's it. That's solving one-step equations, addition and subtraction.